All right, let's now shift our attention to what is happening in Mexico, where President Claudia Sheinbaum is under increasing pressure. Now, thousands of the demonstrators, in fact, took to the streets of Mexico City to protest insecurity, the rising violence and corruption within the country. The demonstration was organized primarily by the Gen Z group protesters, marched from the Angel of Independence monument through several streets towards Zocalo Square, and the participants waved the Mexican flags, voiced frustration about the worsening security conditions and government corruption.
Unfortunately, in this country, every day someone says there will be no impunity, but things are easily forgotten. What do I expect from this march? That it is a very peaceful march like that day, where we divert and reach the Zocalo, where we hope not to see that group right.
However, the protesters were stopped from marching to the Zocalo Square, where the Mexican President Sheinbaum was attending the 115th anniversary of the Mexican Revolution. During her speech, the president rejected violence as a political path. The fresh round of protests have come days after a large demonstration was called by the Gen Z activists protesting the assassination of the Europan mayor, Carlos Manzo, who was assassinated earlier in the month after confronting the drug trafficking groups. At least about 120 people, mostly police officers, were injured in the protest.
We're here because we're tired of the repression, of the violence that people in Mexico are living through, of the lack of medicines, the lack of justice, the extortion, the protection rackets, of being blocked by police from passing. We're Mexicans, and we also have the right to protest and to speak out.
Now, President Sheinbaum, who took charge last year, has faced some sharp criticism in recent weeks over her security strategy. The president has questioned the motive behind the last week's march, calling it inorganic and a paid-for protest, suggesting that it was in fact being financed from abroad.